so that you know where I'm coming from. So this holiday becomes an instrument of struggle. It's not a diversion from it, like some people would want you to believe.
That's right.
How is that a diversion? To know yourself, to celebrate yourself. Kwanzaa is an act of resistance, right? Kwanzaa refuses to forget. Kwanzaa refuses to embrace our oppression and the oppressor's attempt to deculturalize us. And instead, we saw in Malcolm the need to return to Africa culturally, spiritually, and psychologically, as he taught. And also with Malcolm, we saw culture as a weapon in the struggle and a weapon of struggle. And we said that the battle we're fighting is a battle to win the hearts and minds of our people. And if we don't win that battle, we can't hope to win any of it. Until we break the monopoly, we said so often, until we break the monopoly that the oppressor has on our mind, liberation is not only impossible, it's unthinkable, in which you can't conceive, you can't achieve. We say that again and again because it's true.
That's right.
And we still have that struggle. And at the same time, that doesn't mean halt all activities, right? No, we're doing a lot of things. We build institutions just like everybody else. I mean, names that go in the institution, Children Community Health Center, Watch Health Center, the Mafundi Institute that trained artists and gave them a place to do their things, right? I mean, we were in draft resistance, right? We organized, I was telling Mr. Farrell before we came, in 1965, we organized the Community Alert Patrol. We followed the police, took their pictures, right? Gave the people that were arrested knowledge of how they could resist them, and also got them pro bono lawyers. We've been fighting police and police violence since it started. Don't erase our history to make yours look good. Just tell yours. So here is Kwanzaa, rooted and informed by not only ancient African teaching, but also current teaching. Current teaching growing out of our struggle. Kwanzaa is thus self-conscious commitment to return to our own history and to recover the enduring richness of our own culture, its values, its insight, its instructive practices, and to use it as a constant resource to inform, enrich, and expand our lives. Likewise, Kwanzaa reaffirms the centrality of our ancient and ongoing social justice tradition. Kwanzaa embraces its own struggle and its ethical insistence that we seek and speak truth, do and demand justice, care for the poor and the vulnerable, empower the masses of people, pursue peace, continue to expand the realm of human freedom and human flourishing, and constantly repair, renew, and remake the world. Because that's what, that's what Mary McLeod Bethune said. She said, hey, our task is to remake the world. It is nothing less than this. We have to remake the world. And Malcolm said, if we're going to remake the world, we have to realize that we are living in the midst of a war. We used to say, y'all, and y'all used to say this in Detroit, if I remember correctly. You might not be at war, but you're in a war. So you better get ready. We should say, arm yourself or you harm yourself. Now, however you want to harm yourself, that's up to you. But let's start with knowledge. Let's start with the army of knowledge, right? However else you go, let's have knowledge. Because without that, and have values also. Because if you arm yourself, you actually can harm yourself. If you don't have knowledge and if you don't have values.
That's right.
So let's be honest about this. It's a long time it takes to build a serious revolution. We can say it, but 50 years out, where are we? How many people are left? How many people are still on the black battlefield for a better world? All the bad talking people, where are they? Even if they don't like somebody else, what about them liking each other just long enough to keep going? We have to be honest about these things. Kwanzaa calls us to revisit the principle of emotion. Can we be, again, Dr. Farrell mentioned about we had internecine struggle. Yes, but that wasn't always so. At the beginning, until white people were brought back in the movement, we were together. So that's something we need to think about. Can we do this differently this time? Right? What can we do to, in fact, solve the problems of the past without discrediting the whole past. I wouldn't discredit any organization totally. I can say I've criticized other organizations. When you've never heard me do it publicly in the paper, you go back into research, I didn't do it. People attacked me, but I didn't do it because I thought it was a principle. That was a weakness and a strength at the same time. We can talk about that later. But I think it's very important for us to practice what we talk about, operational unity, unity and diversity, unity without uniformity, and unity on common ground issues. We've got to do that. And so I think it's very important for us to realize that at Kwanzaa we're obligated to ask ourselves, given how Kwanzaa is born in struggle, what is the moral meaning of our lives? What does it mean to be an African living in a time when evil is enthroned and put on a presidential pedestal? What does it mean when we're asked to accept elected evil and to give it a chance to prove itself? Even if it's put on a presidential pedestal, we don't supposed to accept it. We don't accept evil and injustice in anything. How do we respond to a world where claims of progress mask real oppression, the disruption and destruction of human lives and the natural environment? Indeed, how do we deal with living in such a dangerous and difficult world, and where aggression, empire, and occupation are justified by racialized religion, manipulated fear, and military might? How do we live in a time when police violence is the order of the day and reality, and resistance is called for on every level? Even in grade school, we have to defend our children against police violence, police arresting them, handcuffing them, that's right? Even killing them. That calls for unity. There's no way to resolve that. No way to resist that system without our unity. There's no way. Clearly, in the context of oppression, as I said earlier, there is no there's no remedy to oppression but resistance, no strategy worthy of the name without struggle, and no way forward except to cross the casualty-laden battlefield for a new society and a new world. It is in this context that strive for and to maintain what? Unity in the family, community, nation, and race. Second, kuja chagalia, self-determination. To what? To define ourselves, to name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves. Third, ujima, collective working responsibility. To do what? To build and maintain our community together and make our brothers and sisters proud of our problem and solve them together. See, we got to get them, I just threw it out there to show you where we are. Teach it to the children. Let the children know it. Right? They've got to say it aloud, and we cannot. See, one of the things I'm telling you, and we have children, so we love children. And we even beyond our family children, the community children is our children. That's the meaning of the 2 ears of corn on the Kwanzaa set. That's right. So even if you don't have any biological ones, you got some because no need saying it takes a village or community to raise a child, and you absent. And you're not even conscious that's you we're talking about. One of the things I want to tell you this, really, this is why conversation is sometimes better than just straight lecture, is because it gives you a chance to see something. Now, look at this. We got 1 million phrases. Takes a village to raise a child. I am because you are because. Did we ever think about what these actually mean for us personally? Or do we think this is for somebody else? Somebody else. A lot of times, people actually believe they're talking to somebody else. If you ask other people to read, you have to ask yourself, how often do I read? If you say you like Kwanzaa, how do you justify buying plastic fruit for Kwanzaa? If you like Kwanzaa, but just a minute, I'm just telling you, this is America. So you don't Jewish literature, they have similar issues about Hanukkah. And you know, the Christians, white and black, and other Christians have had this about the kind of American attitude toward Christmas. Everything is convenient. Hit it and quit it. Get down and get away. You know what I'm saying? We don't even have time to think about what we're doing. So we have quick everything. Quick meals, quick sex, quick... Is there anything else? Rescue me if I'm wrong. Right? America teaches us that. That's why people... We say... Mr. Fuller was telling you... this is Brother Chuck. Was telling us that... You really need to get the book. I don't want to push it for myself, although I don't have no problem with it. I'm an author. But look at this. Why would you want a book that said 10 quick ways of doing one? Why you need a quickie? Americanization. We are American by habit and African by choice. And every day we got to choose to be African. Every day we got to choose to be African. Okay, so let's choose to be African. So we talk about striving. We talk about struggling. We talk about building. We talk about maintaining. We talk about developing. We talk about creating and increasing good in the world. And therefore, although the Nguzo Saba of necessity focus first and foremost on African family, family, community, and culture, in their most expansive extent, they have a message also for society and the world. Now this throws people off. You know, every great message, whether it's Islam or Christianity or Buddhism or Mat or Ifa, all of these have two aspects to them: a particular and a universal appeal. Yeah. A particular origin and a universal appeal. That's because all knowledge, all culture comes from a people.
That's right.
Yes. And it bears a particularity of that people.
Yeah.
Do y'all see that? Yeah. So it might start in Palestine. It might start in Arabia. It might start in India. It might start in Egypt. It might start in Yoruba land. But the message is so powerful.
Yeah. Right.
It grips the hearts and minds of people throughout the world.
That's it.
Because they find in it something that's anchoring and uplifting at the same time.
That's it.
And so Kwanzaa has both a particular message and a universal one. The particular one has to be for us.
Yeah.
Kwanzaa is not for the world out there in space. Kwanzaa is for us. If the world wants to value it and learn from it, good.
Right.
But never put yourself backward and never have a ceremony where you're not the official.
That's right.
Never do that. And never back and just to get a grant to seek funds in favor, shift the conversation about what Kwanzaa is. If it's not to celebrate us, it shouldn't be celebrated. Nobody else has to disavow their own holiday. Tell me somebody create a holiday and say, oh, it's not mine. This is everybody's. What is all that about? No, this is ours. This is black. Unbudgingly black. Yeah. And when I say black, I mean dawn of creation black. Oh, and the Kinada. You can't keep doing Jewish menorahs. Whatever you do a you. That's a Jewish menorah. That thing like, see, and the white man puts that on the internet because, again, convenient.
That's it.
I think they call them icons. Icons, emojis, or whatever they do. I said, hey, all of it is manipulation. Give you a sense you're doing something, but you don't have power. You don't have wealth. And they can cut it down whenever they want to. African candle holders, so we don't need to borrow the Jewish model. But again, it's convenience. It's convenience, y'all see it? It's convenience. It's not self-hate. People not thinking self-hate. It's convenient. Some of these things you got to see as sociological rather than pathological. What you say is sociological. Unity. It speaks to the ancient African ethical understanding.